Hey there freezers, Trace here, and I have been thinking about crazy, too good to be true health claims. Like that you could freeze your fat cells and they'll just disappear. Like that. I'm on that wedding diet, so you know. Maybe you've seen this around. It's being marketed as cool sculpting, but the technical term is cryolipolysis. It's just one of a few non-invasive ways to remove fat cells or adipose tissue from human bodies. And though it is FDA approved, the Food and Drug Administration doesn't check for effectiveness, just safety. So let's dig into this fad and see if it's just a cool party or if the heat is on. Yes, I'm going to work as many Mr. Freeze lines into this video as I can. I'm so happy you're watching this channel. I love you, and I know that might feel like a lot right out of the gate, but I quit my job almost exactly 1 year ago, and I was not able to announce where I was going, so I am just incredibly delighted that you have made your way here. Thank you. I am at the YouTube space right now, shooting by myself, for myself, and I could not have done it without you. So thanks for that. It really means a lot, really, really. So, let's kick some ice. Cryolipolysis literally means freezing fat cells, and surprisingly, like really surprisingly, it seems to actually work. Like seems though, like strong seems, real strong. Let me explain. Fat cells are normal human cells. Fat, as we think of it, is an adipocyte, or a specialized energy storage cell that evolved to store a droplet of triglyceride, essentially. The droplet fills the cell, pushing the contents to the edges of the cell membrane, which is why they look like this. In the US and elsewhere, we've been trained to think fat equal bad, but triglycerides are actually very common in the human body. You need fat to live. For example, cholesterols are used to make hormones and vitamin D. The liver actually produces it, but like anything, it's all about moderation. Too much fat in the body can be a bad thing, causing all sorts of health problems, which I don't think we have to get into because, you know, you've heard it all before. Fascinatingly, we don't 100% know why fat cells form the way they do. We just know that they form. We also know that once they do, they don't tend to go away, especially in people who are already overweight. Instead, excess fat in the diet can cause those droplets inside the cell to grow, swell. And when weight loss occurs, the droplets just shrink, but the cell is still there, it just stays. And the body is actually loath to create new fat cells, instead allowing those gluttonous, older, unhealthy fat cells to keep sticking around. It just grows and grows and never really disappears, which is bad. Fascinating sidebar, a 2018 study in ETH Zurich supported this, and they found an AREG, an adipose regulatory cell, which might help us grow new fat cells, which you wouldn't think you'd want to do, but you actually do, because it can help you carry your fat better and make you healthier somehow. Cool, I don't know. It's awesome. End love handle sidebar. So, back to our little fat cell problem. If we can get that cell out of there, like kill it, then we can get rid of the triglyceride inside and reduce our body's fat content. Or, that's the hypothesis. One way to do this is by freezing them. Fat cells, for some reason, are susceptible to cold. We've actually known about this since the turn of the last century, even earlier if you count knowing hypothermia can cause fat cells to die. But now cryolipolysis has a fancy new name and is marketed as a way to reduce your waistline. The thing is, the big 2009 paper supporting cryo that I almost cited in this video was funded by the company who markets it as a way to reduce your waistline. I couldn't find a cleared video to show you the process, but I can explain why it works. More or less, the adipose cells near the skin are cooled to freezing or below, like -5 or 10 Celsius. This cooling allegedly causes the cells to commit suicide, called cellular apoptosis. Then the macrophages, a type of white blood cell, comes in, eats the dead cells, and everything is chill. To be honest, this shouldn't be that shocking. You know, my love handles do tend to get cold easily, but I never connected that to cell death. Tonight's forecast, a freeze is coming. Cells are frozen all the time for science. The ones you're most likely familiar with are the zygotes, the sperm and egg cells, but you can freeze many different samples for later study, and if you do it right, they can last at -200 Celsius for centuries. But that's if you want to have them stop in their tracks without killing them. If you want to actually kill them, you can just freeze them a little bit. There is a couple of catches to this though. It's only FDA approved for love handles, back fat, and tummy fat. Sometimes the procedure can cause bruising or pain, loss of sensation in the area. It also can take weeks or months for the fat cells to be cleaned up and reduced. There's also localized inflammation, but essentially, that's it. This isn't the only method of removing excess fat. You can also use ultrasound to disrupt the cell membranes and heat them, killing the cells. The problem is you can affect surrounding tissues that way. Specialists also can use high-frequency radio waves to generate heat in cells. They can even use lasers, because of course you can. What can't lasers do? I mean, everything freezes, but also everything burns and pops, so I guess sure sure why not. I thought this was nuts, but the research says the lasers can create transient pores which cause the lipids to leak out of the cell, according to one paper. It all seems so unbelievable. More research is definitely needed, but everyone thinks that this is pretty promising. According to the website of the American Society for Dermatological Surgery, cryolipolysis has no recovery time, which is also crazy, but there are side effects, if rare. A study in the Aesthetic Surgery Journal looked at almost 1,500 people and found 12 people, not 12%, 12 people had complications. But 12 people out of 1,500? The main question that I have is, how does this cooling thing work? And that is the kicker, because scientists are all like, even though a 2015 Lit review published in the journal Plastic and Reconstructive Surgery of 19 other studies found 28% fat reduction, and another in the Aesthetic Surgery Journal of 16 studies found a 20% reduction, they don't know what exactly is happening. They don't know the mechanism of action. They don't seem to know why the fat cells hate to freeze. But there are studies looking into it. One titled literally Mechanisms Underlying Tissue Cryotherapy to Combat Obesity determined the cells didn't seem to die at all, but instead, because of the cold, expended energy, causing them to shrink, like they had to, work out to stay warm, but on the cellular level, something called cold-induced thermogenesis, which is a wicked name, but again, more research is needed. But in all of my research, the worst thing was this one 2014 study. It was a case study that seemed to indicate paradoxical adipose hyperplasia as a possibility, but only 1.005% of people could have this happen. It was just one guy. I was ready to debunk this thing, but I guess I was just assuming things. Remember, kids, be skeptical, but accept the evidence when presented. You're not sending me to the cooler. If you're looking for ways to make positive habits and impacts in your life that stick, check out Skillshare. They help support this episode in part. Skillshare is an online learning community for creators with more than 25,000 classes in design, business, technology, photography, neuroscience, marketing, or film and video. Whether you want to fuel your curiosity, creativity, or just learn new skills to advance your career, Skillshare is the perfect place to keep you learning and thriving in 2019. Because you're here on Una Dose of Trace, you can get 2 months of Skillshare for free, and after that, it's still really affordable. An annual subscription is only $10 a month. Katrinelle Gerbevan teaches a great class on habit formation where she breaks them into little parts so it's easier to do. She's got a PhD in experimental psychology. People love her class because the little positive habits can change your whole life over time. Use the magic link here on the screen and in the description to join. The more than 7 million people learning with Skillshare are going to get 2 free months. Plus, you support the channel if you do it. So try it out, and thanks. What did you think of this? Have you tried this stuff? Do you think it's real? I'm still really skeptical, but dang, tell me your thoughts in the comments, and thank you so much for watching Una Dose of Trace. You are fat. P-H-A-T, fat, it's like cool for older millennials. Doesn't matter. Thanks for watching. I am Trace. I hope you learned something. Please subscribe, come back soon, and I'll see you in the future.